My name is Lynn Robinson and I'm a sustainability advocate with Tourism Industry Aotearoa.
And I'm Megan Williams. I'm also a sustainability advocate with TIA.
Tourism Industry Aotearoa is the only independent association that represents all sectors of New Zealand's large and diverse tourism industry. Our members range from small businesses to large, publicly listed corporates. Collectively, they represent around 85% of New Zealand's total tourism industry turnover. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, tourism was making a huge contribution to the New Zealand economy. New Zealand's total annual tourism expenditure had increased by almost 14 billion New Zealand dollars, or 50% in the past 6 years. Tourism was New Zealand's biggest export industry, contributing over 20% of our total exports. More than 14% of the total number of people employed in New Zealand were in tourism-related jobs.
Before the COVID-19 pandemic, rapid growth in visitor numbers meant we had a strong industry, generating many business and employment opportunities, as well as benefiting our New Zealand economy and communities. But it also meant our tourism industry was facing the challenges of managing and sustaining growth and how to deliver a consistently outstanding visitor experience while having communities supportive of tourism.
The COVID-19 period has devastated our tourism industry like so many others around the world, but also provided an opportunity for us to focus on the future and put systems in place now to ensure we have a sustainable industry in the future, providing really meaningful and authentic experiences for visitors, while also benefiting the communities and people of New Zealand and building sustainable, resilient businesses which are well placed to withstand any unforeseen crisis.
New Zealand tourism is famous for two main reasons: our beautiful scenery and nature, and our warm, friendly people. Both of these are vital to the success of our industry. Compared to some other parts of the world, and probably because of our isolated location, we have not seen the extreme over-tourism or pressure on the environment that some destinations experience. But prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, there were certain parts of New Zealand where the number of visitors was becoming an issue, particularly at peak times. There is not enough infrastructure in some of our remote locations to support the volume of visitors, both international and domestic. And communities in some areas were noticing the negative impacts more than the benefits of tourism. The Tourism Sustainability Commitment was developed as an outcome of Tourism 2025, our industry tourism strategy, which said the New Zealand tourism industry must ensure it is committed to looking after not only its economic future, but the environment and the people that it depends upon. Recently, we have gone a step further to say that we should not only look after these things, we need to have a positive impact so that tourism in New Zealand gives back to people and to nature more than it takes. To achieve this, sustainability must become a genuine part of the industry and a core value against which all decisions are tested. And every single business in the tourism industry must be involved. The development of the commitment was a collaborative process involving government agencies, our national airline, tourism businesses and sustainability experts.
The Tourism Sustainability Commitment is much more than a pledge. It's a framework, a platform for our industry to enable tourism businesses to create their own sustainability plans and contribute to our collective vision, which is to lead the world in sustainable tourism. The commitment consists of a balanced scorecard approach to sustainability, considering 4 elements: economic, visitor, community, and environmental sustainability. While some programs address sustainability in terms of economic, social, and environmental, we feel it's important to split that social component into separate visitor and community areas. Both of these are vital for us to have a successful and sustainable industry. Under the 4 elements are 12 commitments, and for each there are objectives and suggested actions to enable all businesses to play their part. Businesses do not need to meet every commitment in order to sign up, and they don't need to meet every commitment right away. Our key message is that sustainability is a journey, and the important thing is to get started and make progress. The only way the industry as a whole can be sustainable is if all operators are sustainable themselves.
A key feature of the program is that it can connect businesses to the tools or providers that can help them to achieve their own goals. It also provides resources and information and is supported by us as sustainability advocates. Our role is to enable the industry. In addition to developing tools and resources and forming partnerships with providers that can help businesses make progress, we also work directly with tourism businesses, particularly in regional or sector groups, to help get them started and make progress. The commitment is based on a foundation of 3 traditional Māori and New Zealand cultural values. Kaitiakitanga is guardianship and protection of our natural built and cultural resources for the benefit of current and future generations. Manaakitanga means showing respect, hospitality, generosity and care for others. And the 3rd value is whanaungatanga, a relationship through shared experiences and working together to provide people with a sense of belonging. These values are part of our industry code of ethics, and all our members are expected to adopt these values.
The commitment is available to any New Zealand tourism business. They don't have to be members of our industry association. It's free and easy to sign up. Our goal is to get every business involved and take a whole of industry, bottom-up approach to sustainability. In its first 2 years, almost 1,500 tourism businesses signed up and made the commitment to sustainability. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals formed the starting point for the tourism sustainability commitment. We were also inspired by a very wide range of international sustainability programs. We selected the best from these approaches to establish a practical and relevant commitment for the New Zealand tourism industry. The commitment aligns with our government's Living Standards framework. It has also been designed to align with key long-term climate change and environmental targets for New Zealand, including our climate change targets under the Paris Agreement.
An important industry project that supports the commitment is the Te Aki Promise. This is an initiative to help all travellers to and in New Zealand care for our people, place and culture for now and for future generations. Promoting the Te Aki Promise is a great way that businesses can work towards our visitor engagement commitment, about engaging with visitors on how to be great travellers within our country and take on the collective responsibility of guardianship.
Ko Aotearoa, tō tātou ukaipu.
New Zealand is our home. It is precious. Everyone who lives and travels here has a responsibility to look after it.
Te Aki means to care for people and place. The Te Aki Promise is a commitment to care for New Zealand, for now and for future generations.
To care for land, sea and nature, treading lightly and leaving no trace.
To travel safely, showing care and consideration for all.
To respect culture, travelling with an open heart and mind.
While travelling in New Zealand, follow the Te Aki Promise. Act as a guardian.
protect and preserve our home.
Help us care for New Zealand.
More recently, we have been looking at carbon as part of Commitment 11. We act urgently to contribute to New Zealand's transition to a net zero carbon economy. Carbon is a challenge for New Zealand as a destination because visitors must travel, usually by plane, to get here. But our aim is to ensure that while they're here and while they're travelling around, that they have a neutral carbon footprint. To do this, we need to get every tourism business working on a neutral or even a positive carbon footprint. The first step is to understand their carbon footprint and then put measures in place to reduce it. The commitment clearly sets out the steps businesses need to take and how to start and where to find the information they need.
The Tourism Sustainability Commitment wasn't intentionally part of a marketing strategy, but the principle of a sustainable industry has many benefits, and one of these is competitive advantage. We know visitors are increasingly interested in contributing to the communities they visit and not harming the environment. If visiting New Zealand has a positive impact from a destination marketing perspective, that's got to be a good thing. One of the challenges we face as a destination is our isolated location on the planet. Most international visitors travel by plane, and that has carbon implications. We want to make sure that travel to and within New Zealand has positive benefits for our communities, the environment, and the visitors themselves. This in itself will attract visitors, and they will be the right kind of visitors.
We know that generally people in the tourism industry want to be good citizens and to do the right thing. So we've taken a values-based approach. Rather than setting out strict criteria that businesses must adhere to, we're working on taking a leadership role and embedding sustainability as a value for our industry and for individual businesses. Then we encourage and enable them to take action. In terms of challenges, our biggest challenge is how to bring the whole industry along on the journey. How can we be progressive and make meaningful change while not leaving anyone behind? Our industry here in New Zealand includes many small and very small businesses. We know that small businesses often have staff covering multiple roles, and it can be challenging to make sustainability a priority when people have so many other things to do. Our commitment is set up to provide businesses with support and guidance to make at least some sustainability actions easy and achievable, and we are continually developing more resources. We also encourage collaboration within regions and sector groups to tackle some of the commitments together. We have 2 sustainability advocates, Lynn and myself, who are available to support businesses at an individual, regional and sector level. The important thing is for every business to be taking action towards sustainability. It all makes a difference. And many, if not all of the actions, make good business sense, resulting in cost savings and more efficiently run businesses.
Some businesses in our industry are already very advanced on their sustainability journey. So how do we keep them involved? Our program creates an industry sustainability community for sharing knowledge and learning from others. It is particularly important to have our pathfinders who can act as shining examples and provide inspiration and support to the rest of the industry. There are many systems and programs that can be used to help businesses to become sustainable. Programs like the Future Fit Benchmark, the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, and New Zealand's Tourism Quality Assurance Program, Qualmark, all have important roles to play. Our role here is as a connector. We see the Tourism Sustainability Commitment as the overarching platform for tourism sustainability, and we actively seek to signpost supporters to other service providers or expertise, so those that wish to can benefit from these programs through independent assessment and certification. We are also working with our government to influence where we can to make sure that the systems are making progress. We do need the national system to be helpful for those things that are outside the control of individual businesses. As well as making progress against the 12 commitments, we encourage tourism businesses to talk to visitors and communities about what they're doing and about the importance of sustainability. Many are doing great things, and telling the stories of these is an important part of the program.
We knew from earlier research that 97% of TIA members agreed that sustainability was a core value of the tourism industry. As such, the objective was not to promote the merits of sustainability, but rather to promote the fact that TIA had developed a tool that was freely available for all tourism businesses to use. We also wanted to convey the message that it was not too hard and that all businesses needed to take action. We started by focusing on educating the industry about the importance of sustainability and encouraging them to sign up. We also had our industry leaders putting their name to it, with around 40 early adopter businesses signed up to the commitment on launch day. These progressive businesses provided endorsement across the industry from the highest level and led the way to inspire the rest of the industry to follow. While the overall objective is very single-minded, there are a number of secondary objectives. In particular, we are also aiming to inform the New Zealand public and business communities that the tourism industry is taking positive action to become more sustainable, which will benefit Aotearoa and all New Zealanders.
We primarily used communications and a one-to-many approach, delivering presentations about the tourism sustainability commitment at industry sector and regional conferences and running workshops. We've also developed a range of resources, including an action plan template and an online sustainability tool, which help identify key actions for businesses to take. Also, importantly, TIA signed up to the commitment to experience the process for ourselves. This has led to numerous improvements in our own business processes. For example, measuring our carbon and making a plan to reduce it, introducing new technology to improve our productivity, developing a sustainable procurement policy and focusing on an environmentally and socially sustainable supply chain, improving our community engagement, offering paid volunteer days for our staff, and paying all our staff and contractors at least the living wage. As we mentioned before, we do believe there is a competitive advantage for us all in being a sustainable visitor destination. As well as that, there are very sound business reasons for getting involved. We are seeing proof from businesses that have implemented commitments 11 and 12 around reducing carbon and eliminating waste that there are cost savings around things like fuel, energy, and waste disposal. Improved business systems mean better control of finances and more strategic investment, more innovation, and improved productivity. And working on being an employer of choice and having better relationships with the community has many benefits as well.
For our own organisation, integrating sustainability into our business has reinforced to all staff the importance of sustainability in all our lives. This has improved the culture of our organisation by creating a common goal that we can all contribute to. We've seen increased community connections and the development of relationships with groups and businesses throughout our local community. We've seen improved engagement opportunities with our members, with our team regularly asked to deliver presentations or workshops on sustainability at industry events around New Zealand. And the profile of TIA has increased as a result. When the program was launched, a measurement system was put in place using a combination of independent indicators such as industry spend, visitor satisfaction, and community perception of tourism. After 2 years, we had 3 annual data points, which were indicating an uplift in industry performance. However, given the massive disruption from COVID-19, most of these indicators have been affected.
We have moved to a 2-tier measurement approach at a macro level, using available and independent data series to track such things as visitor spend, tourism carbon emissions, community sentiment, and visitor satisfaction, and at a more granular level, where all businesses provide an annual update via a survey of their activity in relation to the commitments. Together, this approach provides a solid record of industry sustainability progress and also identifies any gaps where we need to provide extra support. The main advice we can offer is to get everyone on the same team. Work together with all the stakeholders in your region to ensure they are all supportive of your plan and working together. Take everyone on the journey with you and target your program to those that are likely to need the most help, often the smaller businesses. Also, appeal to the values of your people. We've found in New Zealand that most people want to do the right thing.
One of the things businesses find the hardest is making time to focus on sustainability and to get started. Once they make some changes, the momentum builds and they see the benefits and are motivated to do more. So make it simple to get involved. Provide the resources they'll need in one place. Connect them to things that can help them. And tell the stories of the great work that they are doing to celebrate their success and to inspire others. This is an industry approach. Together, by our collective actions, we can make a real difference.
E hara taku toa I te toa takitahi, engari he toa takitini. Our strength is not made from us alone, but made from the many.